This is a conversation with Emil about his work coaching my table tennis team. Actually, I approached you to be the head coach, right? Because no one else had any experience, right? How did that go for you in the beginning when you decided to take on the coaching piece? What was your experience at the beginning when I first contacted you?
Well, I was pretty excited because I used to play table tennis for a long time when I was back in Russia. It was just something for many years. Coaching people with table tennis was an activity that I was looking for, and I found this as a solution for myself also, because I wanted to do some sport, and basically it was a perfect activity for me at that time, and I already knew when I just started what I wanted to do, and I had like an initial plan in my head before.
So how did you pull that plan together?
I used like three maybe different techniques. I used my previous knowledge obviously because I learned something before, and also I went online and I saw different programs of professional table tennis coaches, what they do, and actually found that program of Zach Tifon, I think that was his name, and he had this like 10-step program to learn table tennis in 10 days, and obviously we didn't do it 10 days in a row, but I basically broke up in 10 different parts, and what I did, I collaborated, I added my previous knowledge with that program, and that's how it happened.
As you started to deliver that plan in the coaching, what were some of the challenges you had at the very beginning that you had to deal with?
It was time management, I think, because our time was very restricted. We had about 45 minutes an hour, and it took some time to explain what I want from people, because obviously there were some skilled players and also obviously there were some beginners. It was very hard for me to deliver like what I want from them, and many people they not just like didn't want to listen, but they kind of they were a little bit relaxed. So you have to take your time, maybe 5 to 10 minutes to put them in the mood of let's do something.
Right.
Yeah, but so that was the first challenge.
Yeah.
Also, it was a little bit challenging to work with the maybe group of more than 10 people, because when it's like maybe six to 10 people, it was easy. I could manage, to see what people are doing, what they're working on, where some errors I can correct.
Right.
But when it comes to a group of say 15 to 20 people, it's already I also obviously had to use your help and Mr. Maki's help for the whole group to be engaged in the activity.
Well, that's where the collaboration piece came in on the fly, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And so how do you think that worked out? I mean, if you're going to do it again, do you think you'd do it differently, or overall, what were your...
As an improvement, might be, for example, as I said, better, time management. Maybe just, I think I had to have like the first meeting with guys just to sit and just talk about it and then start the activity.
I like that. Yeah, that was I thought that was one of the better things that you did, was that 2 or 3 minutes at the beginning of every session where you brought everyone together. How did you deal with you never knowing exactly who was going to show up? Because again, how was that for you?
Actually, yes, I kind of forgot about mentioning that, but actually that was a big challenge because you left last time with let's say Fabio, Mario, I don't know, 5 other guys, A, B, C, D, and then next time show up X, Z, F, and you you don't know like what where are the other ones. I don't know. In the beginning, it was frustrating because I kind of I wanted to improve the guys from previous group also, but I just told myself sometimes people have different activities. Maybe they have they're sick or they have to go somewhere. I just I'm there. I'm a coach, and they come to an activity, and I do my best to help them improve their skills.
Something else I noticed was that this is the first time we've done table tennis here, and we had a group. We had people in our club from South America, Russia, Asia, Canada, the U.S. Some of those players were actually quite skilled and had a fair bit of experience, but their approach, their style, their basic techniques were all very different. How was that for you to deal with.
Okay, like it was actually helpful for me
Mm-hmm.
as for a coach because what I could do, I could pinpoint some things that other people use to to demonstrate for another person. I wanted everyone to do the same techniques,
Mm-hmm.
and then because there are two different grips,
Mm-hmm.
a hold and a handshake. And pen hold is usually used in China,
Mm-hmm.
whereas handshake is more European stuff. Actually, I made a little bit of synthesis of this too.
Mm-hmm.
I basically said, look, you can play with your pen hold if you, but I want you to try those techniques with your pen hold. And actually, I think many, maybe 2-3 kids improved.
If you're gonna do another season with this, like offer it again where people could come back again, what would your approach be? Would it be different? Or?
I would, to increase maybe times for practices because I don't know, 2 times per week. I think for such an activity like table tennis is just not enough. I would, I don't know. I just want them. I would encourage them more. I would, for example, show them videos of professional table tennis playing, and therefore they would see it and they'll be like, "Hey, you know what? I want to try to play like this." Exactly, and that's what I wanted. I wanted like everyone to be super concentrated. And if I do it in a second time or in another season, I would work on concentration component.
So as your supervisor, I think initially because you came in with a very disciplined and specific plan, and I thought that was fantastic. I was a little worried at the beginning, though, that people that are just there to have fun might have been a little put off by that because they didn't want to work that hard. But to be honest, I think that because our numbers almost doubled from the very beginning, a lot of people started joining it. I think the word sort of got out that it was challenging and fun. So I think you managed pretty well to make some shifts after the first couple weeks to not only challenge but make sure that everybody was having fun there, which for Sports for Life is the most important thing. Yeah. But I think your style of management is pretty intuitive, and which I think works great on the fly when you have to make adjustments when you're not sure what you're going to be dealing with. It worked out great for this, and it was perfect with this stage. But I think if you want to develop this talent, because I think you have a talent with that, and you're going to have to work with other people, that's an area that you could do a little more work on.
Yeah.
I also felt that the tournament was fantastic. Yeah. Because there were some people there came in with no confidence, whatever. I think someone like Elliot Jones, right? He came in having never done it before, but by the end, I mean, he
almost scored. I think he was third, right?
Yeah.
On the tournament.
Exactly. That was a huge thing for him. For him, I mean, he was really, really proud. He thought he'd lose in the first round.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't at all. So that was great. And you showed a lot of commitment and perseverance. Initially, once you got going with the routine, I thought, you were very responsible with that. I think you met your goals. As far as the global issue of global significance, I mean, I was pleased to see how well you worked with a lot of different cultural groups. Because your personality is fairly rigid for yourself, and I thought you made some interesting and constructive adjustments in dealing with people. In terms of just your overall experience now going through this, what do you think about that?
As a person, I think that I thought before that you could make a structure or make a procedure and apply it everywhere a template. And after working with this group of people, actually 2 groups of people in this activity, I think I learned that, as you said, you can adjust yourself for it, not just to be looking better or something, but just for the better productive experience. Because my goal was not just to be there, and that's what I told players. I said, look, you're here anyway. You're gonna be here for 45 minutes. My goal was for them to be productive, for them to obviously improve their skills, and to have, with improving their skills, have fun. And I learned that you can switch maybe a little bit what you planned before those adjustments you were talking about. It's not like completely changing the plan, but just adjusting it for some person, because maybe a person feels a little bit weak this morning.
Right.
Because we remember we have morning practices, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he feels or she feels a little bit weak this morning. And just, going rough on that person and being like, look, I want you to do like 20, exercises of this and 30 exercises of that is not a good, idea for right now.
Right.
Maybe you can just, practice one skill at a time and go with this, for a long time and see what's happening. Maybe another person, like, for example, Inigo, the Mexican guy, he was like absolutely involved in activity. He was like, look, I'm going to do everything you tell me and I don't want to do it twice. Because he just had all this energy, and with him I actually had to sit down very quickly, be like, okay, what do I tell him, because he already done what I asked him for. And that was another approach, and that's what I got from this. Because
what were your challenges with Catherine? I'm curious, because she's an unusual person.
Exactly.
And she's someone who will either turn on or turn off at the very beginning, and somehow or other you managed to capture her. Tell me about your experience working with her.
Well, working with her was pretty hard, because she has this mood switches, and what I think is that I played her tone. Like, she wanted to be the best, and because she's very skilled. I'm not saying she's not skilled. She's pretty skilled. But she expected me to already acknowledge her being the best. And I basically did the opposite. I was like, I didn't say that she was bad. I was basically saying, like, look, you can. I put her with lower skilled players, and I basically showed her, look, like, yes, you're so good. So help me, to coach those a little bit, just beginners. And it was obviously a restriction for her. But then when I put her with the skilled players, she was like a fish in the sea. She was already, okay, I'm here right now, and let's do it. And that's how it worked. Like, you cannot just put a person who's already good with people who are also good, and they play and they just acknowledge that yes, she's good, but no,
I think you pushed her, because she was also very reluctant to be in high pressure situations.
Oh yes.
And so you managed. I saw how you put her with weaker players to coach, but then you would play with her and play very competitive when you played with her. And then that final game, oh my!
The final game, yes, it was outstanding.
I mean, it was a real stretch for her pressure-wise. Right?
Of course.
I thought she might just drop out, but it was an amazing final game.
Yeah, and actually she was. I was questioning. I was asking, "Are you going to join the tournament? Are you going to play in the tournament?" In the beginning, she was like, "Yeah, you know what? I might not go. I'll see what's going on there." But then, I don't know. I played with her the 2 practices before, and I was basically, okay, let's do it. I'll do whatever I can, to make you, to improve you. And I think that's what basically pushed her to actually join the tournament and be basically in the last game of the tournament.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's lots. We're done.
We're done?
Yeah, we're done.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you for watching.
All right. Good.